fish on.
Really nice looking fish.
Woo! I love it.
That's a hog.
Woo! Oh yeah, bring him up to me. It's a nice fish.
Nice job. That is a tank.
Nice job, you two.
Lund Boats proudly presents the ultimate fishing experience. This week on Lund's The Ultimate Fishing Experience. Big water means big fish potential. And it's easy to see why the Roach family have been in love with Mille Lacs Lake in Minnesota for so many years. In fact, the Roaches have devoted so much of their lives fishing the big water, if you mention the name Roach, most anglers immediately think of Mille Lacs, walleyes, and their deep family tradition. Today, the knowledge, love, and skill of fishing the lake continues to the next generation with Tony Roach's son, Robbie. It only seems fitting that on today's show, with 3 generations of Roaches in the boat, they're fishing out of a reintroduced classic, the Lund Fisherman.
Hey, I'm Tony Roach. Today we're on Mille Lacs Lake. We're gonna do a little fishing. We've got 3 generations of Roaches in the boat today. My dad, my son, and myself fishing in the 1875 Fisherman. The Fisherman model is a reintroduced model for this upcoming season. It's a fantastic big water boat. Can't wait to get out there and get after it. What do you say we go catch some fish, guys?
Let's do it.
Excited, we're on Mille Lacs Lake, a lake that I grew up fishing my entire life. This guy here always took me fishing when I was a kid. Now we take Robbie, we fish together all the time. What I love about being on Mille Lacs Lake is the big fish potential. You know, you're in big water situations, but you've got big walleyes, you got big pike, you got big bass. So today we're gonna do some Leadcore trolling. This boat's set up ideal for trolling and really big water situations. So we're gonna go out, troll some Leadcore, see if we can put some walleyes in the boat. Then we're gonna swing on in and see if we can catch some big smallmouth bass. What do you think, guys?
Buck on the first fish.
There we go. We're fishing, it's August, surface temps are in the mid 70s. And you know what I love about fishing big water is just all the different ways you can fish. I don't care if it's Minnesota, out in the Great Lakes, Canada, Dakotas. You know, we're using a trolling technique that works almost everywhere, especially when water temps get high like this. I remember being a kid, you know, Robbie's age, trolling shad raps on this very lake and catching lots of big fish with my dad. You know, as trolling techniques has evolved here, we're taking a lot of those same baits and just applying them with different line. Today we're using Leadcore line. We're using 18-pound Leadcore, and we're really just trolling the outsides of these structures. As the surface temperature gets warm, as you get into mid-August, a lot of these bug hatches are gone. A lot of these bait fish start to move deep, whether they're tulibies, whether they're shiners, even perch for that matter. And guess what? The walleyes just chase those fish out into this vast basin. And really, to get these baits down to a desired depth, using Leadcore is the most ideal. Oh, fish on, fish on. There we go. Fish on that board.
Now we
Come on, Rob. There you go, buddy. Yep, let me get that board off there. Bring it down to me. It's a nice one. Yep. Ready? There you go. Bring it this way. Good one. You know, one thing about Leadcore, it's really speed dependent. So I like to not only use my kicker motor, but use the trolling motor as well to kind of regulate my speed, turns. Everything makes a big difference. You know, that Leadcore sinks and rises. As you speed up, it's gonna rise. As you slow down, it sinks. So also trolling a consistent like wave trough rather than trying to pound into the waves. I either troll downwind or I kind of quarter the waves to keep my speed consistent. Nice one, Robbie. There you go, buddy. Nice fish. You know, I think why Leadcore is so effective is that the fact that it is speed dependent. You know, those baits are rising, they're falling. As you speed up or make turns, it's amazing how fast those baits rise and fall. Nice fish, man. Way to go, bud. All right, I'm gonna give you the honors of letting him go. We'll get this girl back in the water. I thought it was a lot bigger. That board just went, whoa. Reason Suffix Leadcore, 18-pound Leadcore. What I love about Suffix is each color represents a diving depth. So every 10 yards is a different color. And what I like the most about the Suffix is just the contrast between colors. You have blue, you have red, you have white. You know exactly how many colors you have out there. You know, sometimes when you troll for a while, the colors start to bleed. That doesn't happen with Suffix, so you know exactly how much line you have out there. With the baits we're using smaller profile baits where you're not getting a ton of diving depth on their own. However, with the Leadcore, with every 10 yards, we're getting about 6.5 feet of diving depth per color. I've got a pretty long leader on here, so those smaller profile baits, we're getting it down there. So right now we're running about 3.5, even 4 colors, depending on how deep we're fishing. We're trolling, like I said, the outside edges of these structures leading into this basin.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Mercury Marine. Go boldly.
Like a lot of other trolling techniques, or when I'm trolling crankbaits, I like to do lots of turns. You know, I just made a wide sweeping turn here. What'll happen is your outside boards, your outside rods will surge, so they'll speed up, they'll rise in the water column. These baits will start to sink. And then as soon as you straighten that boat out or it comes back, those baits are gonna do the exact opposite. And it's amazing how many times you get bites on those turns. The other thing that you can do when you're trolling like this, if you notice that consistently the boards are getting bites, then you can either pump the rod or add more boards. We're trolling in Minnesota, so you can only have 1 line per person right now. So, you know, if I find that one rod is consistently producing, it may not have anything to do with the bait per se, but it just has to do with the speed or the action of the bait. You know, that board's gonna add a lot of action to the baits. Even, you know, we don't have a big waves out here today. However, just that little bit of surging back and forth can add a lot to that bait.
Ooh, there's some nice ones.
A lot better fish.
Yeah. This is gonna bite here. Yeah, there's gonna be a bite here. They're going for Tony's. How much you wanna bet? Either Tony or that rod. Watch. Make me a liar every time. There we go, there we go.
Oh, fish on.
I'm getting this one.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that baby is definitely,
hard.
that's got some weight, man.
It's crazy how this lake changed. You know, when I was younger, we trolled a lot of shad raps in shallow water, but the water clarity has changed. I think when I was younger, you couldn't see 3-4 feet down.
3-4 feet, that's all you could see.
But with zebra mussels, it's really cleaned up the water. A lot of these fish are out in the basin. That's why Leadcore is just so much more effective these days.
That's a nice fish.
I love the way they crack those crankbaits. There's no messing around.
Especially this one.
Especially when you're trolling 2.5 miles an hour.
Yeah. Comes the mono. Oh, he's got a little backbone to him. Okay, Tony, I'll just kind of bring it up to you. Wow.
There we go. There we go. There's a nice big old Mille Lacs fish right there. Nice work.
Oh, came right out too.
Yep, popped right out.
All right. There she is.
Beauty.
Nice beauty on Mille Lacs.
You know, it's incredible how much speed matters. You know, I literally increased my speed 0.2 miles an hour. And that's important. When we get a bite, I always look down at my speed and to see where we're at. It's important to lay down icons and know exactly where you're at. All I did was slide up a little bit closer to the transition line. I'm really not on top of the structure, but I'm on that transition line, and that's where we seem to see the fish. If I get out too deep, I'm not seeing them. Up on top, there's nothing. You know, I think it has a lot to do with this bug hatch that's going on.
I'm gonna put her back.
All right.
When Tony was young, about 3-4 days before opening of fishing, I come walking in the living room and he said to me, "Dad, fishing openers like Christmas." And then he leaned back and went into this big stare, and I looked at him and I said, "What are you thinking about?" And he said, "How I could fish the rest of my life. I guess the rest is history."
In our family, fishing and hunting is what we do together. It's like fishing opener. It's like Christmas and deer season, deer opener. I love being with these guys. It started out as a tradition with my grandpa, my dad, me, and then now it's Robbie.
Yep.
He's part of the mix. He's part of the trifecta.
Yep. Yeah, I had a hit.
Oh, you got him on. He's on there.
No way.
I think it's little. Yeah, he's on there.
Oh yeah. You want to reel him, Rob? I'll give you all the little fish. Ooh, no, he's definitely doesn't want to come in now.
Okay, you just go reel him slow.
Yeah. Ooh. I like that. I didn't think it was much at all. This is definitely a decent fish.
Rob, net that fish. There you go, Robbie.
Nice job,
Nice work,
Robbie.
boys. You know, it's crazy how bait colors change, but more so than colors, just profiles. You know, like on Mille Lacs Lake, we use, especially this time of year, we use a lot of shad profile baits, fast action, you know, anything in that shad body, you know, something that, you know, sort of looks like perch, looks like Cisco's, but, you know, the biggest thing to trolling out here is the fast action bait. Now, as the water temperatures cool down, then we switch to more, you know, elongated rolls, like a husky jerk works great, but this time of year, I'm telling you, anything fast action, jointed baits, those are the ones that catch fish. Oh, fish on. Robbie. That's a good one. There you go, Rob.
Come on, Robbie, Bobby.
It's like a rod bender. That's the one thing about the Leadcore. It always adds weight to the fish. Just keep reeling. Yep, just reel. The one thing about Leadcore too is you never want to set the hook, and obviously you don't want to pump the rod, you know, that sinking line. So you just want to keep tension on them and just keep cranking. All right, Robbie, keep reeling. Getting to the monofilament here. There he is. Nice job, buddy. Decent fish. Like I said, when you add the Leadcore, it adds a little weight, but not a bad walleye at all, man. Not a bad fish, bud. The other thing with Leadcore, because there's no stretch, I like to use monofilament leaders. You know, it kind of gives that shock absorption. Also with the rods we're using, you know, they've got a really nice, soft, flexible tip. You want something that's gonna load up nice, just like that fish did. It was like textbook, just loads up on the rod. That ensures good hook setting power. I mean, that thing only had one treble hook in its mouth, so it's really important to have that shock absorption from not only the rod, but also the monofilament. Nice fish, buddy. Man, we had a good morning of trolling. What I love about big water is the fact that you catch big walleyes, but guess what? Mille Lacs has big smallmouth.
Yeah.
Let's go chase some of those.
She come
There
up.
she goes.
Yep.
Awesome. There's one. Fish on. That's what I love about big lakes like Mille Lacs Lake in particular, is the fact that you can go out, you can troll walleyes, you can come in, you can cast for big smallmouth. You know, Mille Lacs just a few years ago, there we go, boys, double. Just a few years ago was only known as a walleye destination. Now, obviously, with the BASS tournaments that have come here and all the publicity, Mille Lacs is on the map for one of the top smallmouth destinations in the country. Way to go, Robbie. Oh. That's what's fun about smallies right there. They just have no quit. I'll take a double. Not a bad fish? I think mine's bigger than Robbie's.
Oh.
Little father-son competition that runs deep in our family. Today we're fishing out of the newly reintroduced Lund Fisherman. This happens to be an 1875 model. It comes with a 150 Merc on it. It's got a 9.9 kicker, but this boat also comes in a 2075. What I love about this boat is this thing is built for big water. You've got high sides, high gunnels, you've got a big splash pan in the back. It's a big water boat. To go 12 miles out in the basin catching walleyes, to rip in here, to be able to catch smallmouth, pike. It's a great multi-species boat, an obvious giant casting deck. It's got lots and lots of rod storage, actually 3 different rod compartments. You've got one right up here on the bow, one built in the floor, and then a side compartment locker. And in the back, I really like the way it's set up for big water fishing. You've got the rod holders that are mounted on the live well, the flip down seats. You can fish 4 to 5 anglers in this boat. Other cool features include the Sport Track system. I love the Sport Tracks. You can put rod holders, cup holders, a lot of different accessories. You know, again, a great boat designed for big water. There's one. Chasing them to the boat, Robbie. Oh, they can't resist those jerk baits. It's the thing, we come in here, there's sort of a good sand rock mix, and when you get a lot of that vegetation on the bottom, it's hard to fish bottom bait. So I like to throw like a jerk bait or something that's gonna suspend over the top of these fish. Pretty looking fish. When they're shallow like this, they got those nice stripes. Beautiful. I just love the way they hit a jerk bait as well. They just stop that thing. So much fun. They never ever stop fighting. They sit on the edges of this in these little depressions in between the grass and rocks. So take that Ned rig, Rob, and just throw it right on that sand or that weed rock transition right there. You know, these smallmouth will sit on the outside edges and cruise. You know, they're not in the grass like largemouth would be for like ambushing. They kind of cruise in wolf packs on the outside, and they're feeding on bait, and they're always moving. So always look for these transitions, whether it goes from weed to rock or sand to rock, even a big boulder. You know, they kind of cruise around those big boulders out here. There he is. Came back for more, Robbie. There. Now. There we go. Got another double, fellas. Oh, it's a big pike or something. Look at that. Big old jack. Love it. Oh, he's got a T-boned in his mouth. Man, that's what I love about big water.
Oh, man.
Multi-species angling. Look at that. He's got my bait just T-boned in there. I don't want to lose it. Will you net him for me, bud? Awesome. We got bass, we got pike, we got walleyes. Thanks for the net, Rob. I was afraid I was gonna lose my bait. Man, it's great. Multi-species anglers today, fellas. Pike, walleyes, bass. That's what I love about fishing big water, and that's what Mille Lacs has always represented to me. I mean, I remember being a kid and coming out here and just catching everything. And I think since I was a kid, I've always looked at big water as a lot of potential. You know, you got potential to catch not only big fish, a lot of fish, but also all sorts of different species of fish. And that's what's always drawn me to fishing these big water opportunities. There we go. Nice fish. Look at that, right in the weeds. Dang, that's a good one. You want to net him for me, buddy? There we go. Good fish. Nice, dude. Beautiful. They are teeing off on those jerk baits today. Love it, love it, love it. aside from topwater, I got to say that jerkbaits are definitely my favorite way to fish. You catch everything on them. You saw today we got pike, I catch a lot of bass, walleyes, just a fun way to fish. They just smash that bait. All right, let's get this girl back in. There's one, fish on. That thing just smoked it, Rob. Might have to net this guy. Oh yeah. Yep. You want to net him for me? There he is. Gotta net him. Nope, don't dig. Hold on. Get him. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Came off in the net.
Rob scooped him. Nice. That's teamwork right there. Nice job. Rob just scooped my fish. I mean, it literally just came off in the net. That's a good net guy right there. Man, we've had a blast on the water. We fish together all the time. I am so grateful that when I was a young man, my dad took me fishing all the time, taught me everything I know about fishing. We got to grow up on a lake, enjoy resources like this, and I love teaching my son how to fish, man. What a great day. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Fun fishing with you, Dad.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like more information, check out lundboats.com or these other online outlets.